The time in Hungary, I thought, actually, I am a builder. I am a builder. I can build things, and I can build people. I'm Cullen. I'm a project development advisor with Custom Built Design and Remodeling.
I'm Michael, CEO of Custom Built. I am most excited about impacting families, so I'm excited to be here with Cullen today and share our story.
So before I tell the story of how I met this guy, how did I get involved with our work in Hungary? Somewhere in my late teens and early 20s, my heart just started to really hone in on how can I make a difference in communities where there are teens or children that have challenging households, difficult home dynamics, and they're losing their way. Every day you can see them losing their way more and more. So what can I do? Like, people came into my life in my teenage years and early 20s to turn me around. Well, it started when I first got to know my wife, Sarah. We were talking a lot about, are we travel junkies or are we missionaries? So we contacted some of our partners who we'd worked with each summer in Hungary, and they invited us to come and check out a local village there. They have a community that's quite poor, and they needed some help. They needed some structures, they needed some spaces, and they needed some programs. So we decided to jump in. To be honest, it was a lot harder than we thought it was going to be. The cultural differences, the pace by which you accomplish things in ministry, but otherwise. We were coming home to find funding to finish the cafe project in the village that we were working in. I had in my heart a dream to build out the attic space to create a home away from home for the youth group, the community of young people who are 95% orphans. I wanted to create a space for them. And I was kind of bummed out that we weren't able to really come home with like a strategy on that. Those things were what I was carrying with me when I came home that summer when I met Michael. I wasn't doing something where I was putting myself in a position for something miraculous and incredible to happen. I was literally just in the front yard killing some time. They don't really have golf in Hungary, so let me just chip some golf balls. I chipped 1, 2, and by the time I chipped the third, just to the other side of our plot line, very friendly Michigander shouts from the road, everything going okay? The first thing that comes into your head is, who is this guy? Where do I know him from? And by the time I kind of get up to his window, I'm like, I have no idea who this guy is. I really don't. Maybe I met him before. I don't know. But, well, we'll see where it goes from here. And we found our connection that his mom was actually connected with the couple that actually invited my wife and I to come and do work in Hungary. By the time we realized that connection, Michael was out of his truck and we were standing there and we were just talking, and on the side of that white Suburban it said Custom Built.
It was like a stop in the middle of the day. At Custom Built, our passion is to impact families. Probably a core passion is helping children who are in not favorable situations. And I remember thinking to myself, I just ran into somebody that's serving my passion and my mission. When Cullen shared that with me, and that was his heart and that's what he was doing, I just remember driving away and I remember saying, I can't go over there. But I heard this small voice say, what can you do? And so we sat coffee for 2 days later. We sat down and had coffee. He shared with me that they were here to get the funds for the cafe, but the upstairs part of the cafe had kind of gotten put on the back burner. I thought to myself, well, what if we brought that to life? It became apparent that we could help design that space. So we set up a Teams call and we got on video and we started our design process for the space.
Really what we needed was not necessarily to have a team of carpenters and tradesmen from mid-Michigan. We needed to be able to get the team behind the scenes to be able to point us in the right direction. And Michael and the team at Custom Built would be the perfect team to bring into this.
I'm guiding him, over a FaceTime over this, and he's measuring the space and get me measurements, and then we put the measurements into our CAD software, and then we created our 3D image of a space. Doing a building project, you're destroying something before you make it better. When you go and do a mission like this, you're going into a community and there's things that have to get tore down before you can build something new. And the picture that really brought me to tears was when he sent me a picture of them grand opening on Thanksgiving, almost a year and a half later, of them having Thanksgiving dinner as a youth group up in this space.
What happened in Hungary is something that we will hold on to for our whole lives. And so we're continuing to invest, and we go there every year. I went to Michigan State. I'm coming from a high school English teacher background, And I was really thinking like I can spend the rest of my life impacting young people through my work in the schools, or I can build schools. And when I heard those words, I can build schools, I was immediately like, I'm not a builder. I started to think more about this word. What is a builder? What does it really mean to build something? As I look back on the time in Hungary, I thought, actually, I am a builder. I am a builder. I can build things, and I can build people.
He's got a passion to continue to build and impact people. I've got a passion to continue to build and impact people, and I'm not going to do it by myself, and he's not going to do it by himself.
With Custom Built, I want to utilize the last few years of experience in the nonprofit field to be able to bring this part of who I am into this company. You're going to find with Custom Built that we don't just take care of your projects, we take care of you and knowing the story.